A little break in comes there as we try to convince the man with the dry robe to lend us a coat, but accordingly we're dry and he's not, so that's not happening.
Yeah.
Oh, I just do love. I can't go on more about Max with his bucket hat. Now, don't call his second name because I can't remember how to pronounce it.
Pennicard.
Pennicard, there we go.
Yeah, it's a really big touch family, the Pennicards. They've got players in loads of divisions.
Yeah, I noticed that. You've got Tom Pennicard. Or just the two of them.
Yeah, Tom, Max. Yeah, well, just in this division, there's plenty of others around, and Andy Pennicard is one of those old heads of touch. Really influential in the Southern Division in England, and shown by the amount of children he has representing the national side. They're not there through connections. They're there through merit. The Pennicards are very good players.
Couldn't think of one sport where that would be any different.
Not at all. Another turnover comes. Theo Edwards on the ball. I've got to big up Theo every now and again. He's a good lad, very good player. Trucking it up box side, making loads of yards for England. And Harry missing. Just chatting to his brother Sam for a moment. Harry takes the touch, just slows things down. England just highlighting the fact that it's dropping early. Penalty. Then England get a repeat set of 6 on the line. South Africa need to defend tight.
And we're joined in the comms book by Leroy, one of the South African contingent. Leroy, great to have you in there. And what's it looking like so far? England looking strong, yeah?
Yes.
Very strong.
Very strong. And well, just see this score here come out. Leroy, where's it go wrong here? Talk to me.
You must go short side.
Yeah, and just not getting up there in time.
Yes.
Getting onto it. And so England, the only time in the game they can do it, they double their lead.
Yeah, just doubling up. It's the same channel that they attacked down for their first score. Might be different personnel, but it's the same result. And South Africa just need to tighten up defensively in that spacing. Just make sure that they stay connected. Touch is given as they try and dive over for the score, but it's promising from South Africa in their first real offensive opportunity.
So Leroy, what do we need? What does South Africa need to do here? I mean, it's not quite working together. What's your thoughts?
I think they must defend harder.
Yeah.
Yeah, in attack. And
England very, very efficient.
Yes.
Very organised. And is that something that you've talked about before this game?
No.
No?
Good lad.
I love that. I love your honesty, Leroy.
Yeah. South Africa now just trying to sustain some pressure, generate some opportunities.
Who should we be looking out for, Leroy, on the South African team to make this team tick?
The mud, Ronaldo.
Yeah?
Yes.
He was instrumental in the first game as well. Lightning feet. He's your speed merchant. And is it there that time?
Touch is made.
Touch is made, didn't quite get there.
It's good options though, trying to dive at the line. Just not moving the defence all that much so the defence can stay tight, but there's the opportunity. England get off the line and make the touch.
Well played.
Forthcoming, Ronaldo. Forthcoming.
So, I think this is the fourth touch.
Yeah, one more opportunity.
They're off there quick, and here's the set. And there was definitely a touch there. Right, and there's the turnover. Leroy, disappointing little set there.
Yes.
You'd hope to think we'd get something from that.
Yes.
Or just maybe in the ruck, falling ever so slightly. Get away with that one there, referees are happy with it. And South Africa rolling into their defence, trying to stop this post and England transition. Harry missing on the ball. Harry missing.
Pushing. So Leroy, you're not involved in this game?
No.
Obviously not, no. But is it you just resting up, or?
Yes.
Yeah? Saving yourself for later, yeah?
Yes.
Right, pushing. England 2-0 up, and they don't seem to have done a lot at the moment, but they just go through the motions. Very, very efficient.
Yeah, and they've gone back to that short side quickie, punishing the link. It's too good, just engaging the players, pulling them out of position, and then going and execute. Harry Missing says to him, just get that ball down. We've got him here, just get that ball down. And number 13, Cole Graham, is very happy. Lovely right foot step, then the left foot step. Gets over the line. England extend the lead.
Leroy, apart from the obvious of scoring more tries,
Yes.
what does South Africa need to change up here?
I think they must take order.
Yeah? And how do they go about that? What's the plan for that? Just get different players on it, more players from the transition,
Yes.
and kind of get the playmakers on and get them staying there.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, at the moment, when South Africa get into their final third, it's just a little bit all over the place, and they highlighted there with their hips not square at the ruck. When South Africa start to build pressure, it's the small 1% mistakes that just alleviate that, but they've forced a brilliant turnover. And England now stuck in a defensive set, an opportunity for South Africa to capitalise. South Africa working in defence. South Africa working through their motions, creating opportunities, trying to stress the England line. Open side quickie, players offside.
And Leroy is called off. He's got some work to do at the back of the squad, keeping these guys going. So thank you to Leroy for coming on, getting his dulcet tones and his thoughts on the matter.
Yeah, sideline ref, just telling the on-field ref, yeah, he was offside, completely agree. Might have took a little bit of deliberation, but we get to the right result in the end. And South Africa now will have a fresh set of 6. Just highlighting to the ref that they're dropping early. It's really good heads-up play and good understanding of the rules from South Africa, just to let the referees know, like, England aren't advancing. It's a good dive low to the ground, but the touch is good enough. South Africa are always working down this right-hand side. Maybe could do with moving the ball a little bit, creating some separation, but now they run the QBs. Back to that player. Oh, lovely hold to the link, and the link goes straight through, and that's the reply that South Africa needed. Superb ball skills, superb option. They congested the defence through their short side quickies, and then they run the QB. Quicking player receives it, gives it back to Half. Half picks a really good option, fixes the defender. Really good line hit in the link wing hole. And South Africa finally get their reply. England now with Harry Missing, feeds the ball off. Oh, lovely delayed pass. Is ball away? They're happy that ball was away. Score given. And that's just catch and pass to the extreme.
Yeah, and England just do what they do best, and that's just score without really looking like they're working hard for it. The transition there, straight through, looking for it. Yeah, very happy players there, very happy.
Yeah, and it's this part of Sam Missing and Cole Graham, Harry Missing and Cole Graham, sorry. So used to seeing both the Missing brothers on the pitch at the same time. But Harry Missing and Cole Graham are really punishing the South African defence, creating opportunities, creating separation. And at the moment, it's just proving too much.
Yeah. They're just a really organised unit, England, aren't they? I mean, there seems to be some real flair to the South African team, but England have kind of flair and organisation and cohesion all in one. Look, they're just there as a unit. They know exactly what everybody's doing.
Yeah, South Africa moving the ball really well. They look to use the double cut. 3-on-2, third cut, fourth cut. Moving them from side to side, and the touch comes in. But they've milked the offside penalty, and that is absolutely superb from South Africa. From absolutely nothing, they create a penalty, they create opportunities, and then they've got a second offside call. Sidelines are happy, on-field's happy, England aren't happy, but South Africa get another score. Superb. It's not often you see 7, 8 cuts done in a row, and then to get the penalty off the back of it. I think it's Joe Tomlinson that's just offside at the line, and South Africa react faster, get the ball down.
And that's just knowing what's happening. It's i.e., I'm going to run at that player, he's offside, I'm confident he's going to give him offside, and I'm going to run through him and score the try. And then they don't give the offside, they say try.
Yeah, 100%, and it's just really good recognition and well listened. Referees obviously called him offside. South Africa reacted well, but here comes the link punish that they're struggling with so much, and this time they pop the ball back on the inside to Harry Missing, and Harry Missing gets underneath the covering defenders, and they absolutely love that one.
There's a lot of happiness going about there. Look at that for speed. Good hands, good cut.
Yeah, they check off, and then they give the ball back, looks to go on the outside, doesn't, feeds it back in. There's the variation on the link punish, and it is just superbly executed.
Brilliant play. Really, really impressive. So it's kind of like, look, if you're going to be so audacious and go and score a try against us, we're going to go and get 2 the other end. So please stop it, because we're controlling this game. That's what England's saying at the moment. They're really bossing. And their defence as well. You know, you were saying about 2 centres coming up earlier, and they're not. They're staying as a flat 6 the whole time, and they're not pushing. And the only time they did earlier was when that penalty was given away, when they've just been 1 player up.
Yeah, definitely. Although South Africa get underneath again. Oh, offside penalty, so South Africa are going to have to bring the ball back. But it's really promising signs. South Africa showing that they can punish the England defence. Yeah, Link does get up and makes the touch. But there was 2 offside players.
That's one for the to be discussed, isn't it?
Ground just giving way, you can see it. The greens turn into brown as the mud gets kicked up. Joe Thompson, beautiful touch, really good profile, and a brilliant snipe from Link. Number 8, Keelan Brown, getting up and making the defensive play. South Africa persisted with the quickies, now they run the QB. Can they get underneath? Matthew Mayle looks to make the touch, doesn't make it.
That's a try.
Oh, brilliant honesty from Matthew Mayle. Yeah, the referees thought the touch had been made. Matthew goes, no, didn't quite. And it's those moments that you've just got to appreciate the quality. Because, yeah, just avoids the touch from Matt Mayle.
As Thibaut was saying in that other game, the honesty and integrity of the players. Wow.
Yeah, 100%. And, you know, it does hurt the ego, especially, you know, especially when someone goes underneath you that you think, yeah, I probably should have had that one. But brilliant honesty. England look to reply, but it's a really well-defended play from South Africa. And they defend really well, South Africa. Just promoting the middle on the far side to avoid the link punish, and it works for them in this instance. England had to resort to the 32s. South Africa seem more comfortable defending those. Being held up in the touch of South Africa. We've got to go forward, create some ground, bit of a firm touch. This is the men's game. You've got to win the roll ball. Scooping player. Can he find the separation? Unfortunately not. It's going to be given off the mark.
Yeah, and we said that from the first game. The rest have been sharp in that all day, and they're not taking, you know, any kind of like, well, just a little bit. If it's off the mark, that's it. It's being turned over, and the players got to be switched on to that by now, really, because it's like, it's pretty consistent.
Yeah, definitely. England looking to explore the link punish, doesn't happen. Harry Misson takes the ball down, 32. They come to the short side. Oh, and the pace is too much, and South Africa retreat beyond the line, and it's an easy dot down in the end.
Yeah, that was a weird one, wasn't it? I mean, they just forgot to defend on the line. It was the pace coming across. I'm coming at pace, and if you keep backing off, I'm just going to put it down.
Yeah.
And I think it was Ronaldo was just dropping off too much. Once again, though, let's add to that. It's easy from up here.
Yeah, definitely. And when you're defending a team that's running at you with pace, it's very easy to forget where you are on the pitch. But that's brilliant feet. Touch is being claimed, but the referee gives the offside call. Fresh set of 6.
Like to keep it in tight. It's all in down the centre, trying to split it out. There's no danger of the long ball. Oh, it's there, and oh! Now, did the cap get in the way?
Yeah,
did it fall over his eyes and he missed the ball before it went down there? And so with the head, where was the problem?
I think the pass had just drifted forward. Theo Edwards, really good recognition. Player was offside. Unsure. I think he's being made to take the ball back and tap it again. I'm not sure why.
Yeah, that's different.
Taps it from the same position. South Africa player was offside, so South Africa get away with one there. England roll into the transition, but it's really good aggressive defence from South Africa, shutting them down. This is 4th touch. England haven't crossed halfway. They look to gain some extra yards. They haven't. 5th on halfway, static. Ball to the wing goes, but it results in nothing, and South Africa get a superb defensive shot.
So, Joe, from our kind of like analytical point of view up here, you're on the halfway line on the 5th. Now, rugby league, you kick it forward because you want to put them back.
Yeah.
Anything else, right? What's the, what's the best you can get out of that? Just run sideways, run, just try and hang in there, get it forward. I mean, there's not many options.
You just got to try and go forward. I mean, to be perfectly honest,
straight into the touch.
Yeah, to be perfectly honest, this is going to sound a little bit harsh, but if you're finding yourself on halfway line at 5th, you've not worked hard enough to get off the pitch. Simple.
Yeah.
And you're really up against it, and there's not much that you can do unless there's an absolutely spectacular play that comes out of nowhere. 9 times out of 10, if you're having to scoop from a completely static dump on the halfway line, you're not really going to do much, and that's just the unfortunate truth of it. So maybe England need to start working a little bit harder getting off the pitch to allow the players that are coming on to find a better platform.
So like you say, that transition just basically wasn't smooth. They came in on the 4th transmission, 4th touch, and it was, basically before even 4th and won the pitch, they were on the 5th.
Yeah, and I think more credit to South Africa's defence. They were flying out of the line, making touches, but then from England's perspective, 4th touch is there. You know when you're not past the halfway on 4th touch. Oh, and that's lovely hands to go around.
Well, he's in touch there, I think.
Yeah,
was the call, and that is half time. So we'll take a little mini break here and be back with the second half very shortly. Right, 6-3 England, South Africa, all to play for, and a dangerous South Africa start us off. And we get a score early on from here. It can all start coming together. We've done well getting up the... Now, that is the 5th, so I believe there's one more touch, or is the ref giving it? No.
Offside penalty, so South Africa will have a repeat set of 6, and these are the guys that look to make things happen for South Africa.
Yeah, absolutely. The White Caps, as they're known. Well, I've just named them that. Josh Paulson and Ronaldo.
Yeah, you don't need your full name. Ronaldo's good enough.
Yeah, that works. Unless it's Ronaldinho.
Yeah, the only one better. Nice QB, little bit stop start. Need to take it quickly. They see the space on the wing. It's now no longer there.
You can also be Ronnie to your mates. They got the numbers outside.
They use their cuts.
Oh,
lovely.
Nice. Was there a touch there? Pennicard with the touch. No? Yeah, it was. That was the 6th.
Yeah, really good defensive effort there. Just stop a surefire try. Antwise chucking the ball up. And here comes the fresh legs. Little bit of loss of control there, but it's given hard by the referee. And England essentially have a tap off.
With 6. And South Africa subbing one of their wings. He's now moving inside, switching out. So they're using one of their pods, switching out with the winger, claiming a touch. So England roughly on the 10, hanging there. It's static at the moment. England are making things happen, but it's very static and it's very narrow.
Second penalty in succession there for South Africa. One more and someone goes for time. Theo Edwards.
I like they go for time rather than to the bin.
Yeah, Trigo de Castro. Oh, fire up option.
There was a gap there. He just didn't have the legs to get there. It was Paulson coming across, cutting it out.
This is Pennicard. Trigo de Castro, they're trying to get on the link, but the link is dropping. They go to the wing instead, and if you drop early to protect the link, you've got to be cautious of the space on the wing, and it's really good heads-up play to identify the space and then execute.
That was well taken here. You're just going to pop up.
Yeah, you can see the link.
Touch.
You can see the link and the visor dropping early to try and protect himself. Doesn't want to get dumped on and split. Doesn't matter in the end.
The Sam Clutcher goes over. Excellent finish. Stretching the lead out now, England. That was close.
Yeah, ball just goes to ground. But South Africa, when they get rolling, they look really potent, just not quite finding the right option. Ball isn't going to hand. Like you say, the rain has stopped, slightly drier, so those passes can go, and England moving the play lovely. Just using the ball, creating space. That second touch, much better from England. And they've saved the touch there, passed it away, Harry missing. And they'll have one more to make some space.
That was pretty forward. Well, in fact, it wasn't pretty. It was completely forward, but anyway. Oh, no, there's a touch there just as he came across. So, unlucky England, but they got well up there.
Yeah, it's a much better transition, saving touches when they can, back in their hands. You know, we saw them get shut down pretty convincingly by South Africa on occasion in the first half, and just back in the hands more to create more separation between themselves and the defence.
Good transition, but they're transitioning. Once again, I think that was the third or fourth touch. And like you're saying, England are saving those touches by giving the ball away, by having that support right on the shoulder. And so the transition comes on and they've still got, you know, 4 touches to play with.
Yeah. South Africa just struggling to get out of their own half now. England looking to capitalise. Harry Missing orchestrating the attack. They look for the link punish. Link is dropping. Harry Missing. Quickie. Oh, ball is judged to be touched in flight, so that'll be 6 more. Harry Missing just ghosting through a gap, but the mirror defence by South Africa is good enough to hold them out. Harry Missing. Cole Graham, dump. Receives the ball back.
Did he get that gap? Was there a touch on the leg? They're looking, they're touching, they're discussing the refs.
Yeah, I think there was a touch, but offside. 1 more penalty. Someone goes for time. Oh, no, referee says first on the line. Harry looking to quick keep, sees the ball back, looks open side, brilliant hold, catch and ground. England get their reward for the sustained pressure.
Yeah, and just a little slip on the inside there as well that, you know, balled out about, but really great move here.
Yeah, Harry Miss is just orchestrating what he wants. He knows he wants the quickie. He was able to bring up both of the middles, get on the outside of the link. Yeah, and the ball is down. Brilliant line.
Very well orchestrated. England very, very efficient. I mean, I know there's like still 30 minutes ago, but they just look so like clockwork, don't they? Know exactly what they're doing all the time.
Yeah, so good, and yeah, it's such a well-drilled side. Coaching staff will be happy that everyone seems to be on the same page more often than not. Quickie play comes. Matt Mail gets out of the line, shuts it down with ease. Joe Thompson injecting some pace after Pennicard. Mail. Brilliant transition. 3rd touch on halfway. Fresh legs are on now. Oh, and just a loss of control when things really look to be motoring. That ball rolling beyond the ruck.
Yeah, it's just those little things, and this is England's second to picking up, you know, through the mark and those little details. So England should be aware of that and got to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, I agree. Few mistakes just creeping in. England looking to extend the lead back out. Lovely quickie. Dives for the line. Always going.
Just giving it.
Lovely recognition. Theo Edwards and Tom Pennicard working together. Quickie, splits in, gets the ball back, kicks on the outside. Oh, the defender just slips at the line. And the dive is good enough to get over.
Sold it to me. To me, it looked like a touch as he was in the process of. But you got to remember, mine is only an opinion. And it doesn't really matter. As the wind, now there's no rain's gone, but the wind's picked up because the old gazebo is now shaking around a bit. There's a bit of a draft around the knees. As I mentioned earlier, the shorts was the wrong idea today. But we are in the middle of summer, so let's not complain. Here in Nottingham, the University of Nottingham.
Oh, lovely. South Africa loving these switches.
Yeah, they are, aren't they? Remember, we had about 7 or 8 of them earlier. Didn't go to hand.
England did really well there, because some more inexperienced sides would bite on some of those switches and try and get out of the line and make that hero touch, but rather than that, they just stay solid, stay protecting their space. They don't bite on any of the manipulation, and are able just to see it out. And now the potent transition. Matt Mayo.
Oh.
That's such a shame. It almost landed in the arms by accident and then goes to the ground. It is 6 more.
Yeah. If only he could have kept that in his bread basket. That was everything instead of giving them 6 more on the line.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't quite have the legs to get there. Needed a quicker ball, or needed a man in the middle, needed that extra pass.
England staying patient. Joe Thompson, and that's an easy. Oh, touch has been given.
Yeah. My money was on touch on that one. Excellent facilities here at the University of Nottingham. Really great setup, and some eagerness there on the behalf of. Was that Ronaldo? No, that was Josh Paulson. 2 white caps out there. I mean, they look completely different, but it still doesn't mean I don't get mixed up.
Slip on the line. Ball goes to ground, and South Africa complete a really solid defensive set. Just need to get that ball down crisper in the transition, and then you're driving against the retreating defence. At the moment, this England defence can just get back up and put the press on. Yeah, 2 really good touches there to stop the momentum. Better from South Africa. They're getting the ball down early. And now they've got to try and create. Hips not square at the ruck again.
Now, you make that sound as if that was the reason for the penalty. Right, so he didn't get penalised for not having his hips square at the ruck.
Yeah, so you've got to have your hips square to the try line at the bottom. If you dump the ball with your hips turned towards either touch line to the side, then you can gain an unfair advantage when splitting out of that dump. Don't often see it get called in the midfield. It's normally something that gets called more when a team has a repeat set of 6 on the line. Not like England need a repeat set of 6 on the line, really turning the screw now, and the penalty cards are just running things out there.
Yeah, we just see it here, and then we'll go back to that hips point. I just want to. Here we go, really good, and just look at it open up, and even I would give him that one. So it's like, oh, you haven't got your hips square. Yes, that's the penalty, but it's because you're not standing square to the attackers. You're turning your back and giving yourself that advantage, and so yeah, it's kind of like everything's got to be fair and equal for the defensive team to be able to get there without you turning your back on it and making it like, you know, slight out of hand so they can't see where it's coming.
Yeah, pretty much. The referees are really hot on creating an equal opportunity for both teams to be competitive at the roll ball, and those hips not square, it does favour the attacking side. The referees will be hot on it. South Africa persists with the quickies. Down at the line. Touch made.
And England just pull away, 10-3, 7 minutes to go. Just a little try machine, really. But I tell you something, a unit.
Yeah, it's a really, really good performance from England. Very dominant. I feel like most of the England age groups, England teams have really gone out there to make statements, and we saw boys 18s do it. We're going to see boys 18s again on live stream later on. We've seen the girls 18s do it, and now the boys 20s for the second time. They're really putting the hammer down. Do you know what, I would love to see England boys 18s versus England boys 20s on live stream.
Yeah?
I would love to see that.
Do you think they'll give them a run for their money? Or the wily old heads would pull them through?
Yeah, 6-touch turnover. You just see in the background of the picture as England roll through their transition, the French contingent on that far side is absolutely outrageous.
I know. I was going to say that. So the wind is now picked up. It's coming towards us. So the far pitch, I think that's pitch 6 or 7, right? You can now, when they roar, with those French do, it comes flooding across here. So it'd be great to have them back on this pitch with a wind bringing in that chat of theirs.
Yeah,
because
they're
it's picked
absolutely,
up.
they're huge, and they've got the air horns out, the clackers out.
And they're playing the Welsh at the moment by looking at the over there.
Feisty affair.
Yeah.
Oh, just holding him up in the touch. South Africa get a set of 6.
With a new transition on the halfway line.
But they were able to complete it to get fresh legs on, and now they can strike from deep.
They just happy to run it up the middle and use up those touches.
Yeah, if you're not able to pass around, it's a good way to get from A to B. Options there.
Yeah, but now like I'm saying is that, you know, it's you're stuck there with one touch. You know, I think England have been more efficient of getting the ball up and having more touches in that attacking third.
Yeah, it's just the speed of the ball off the floor.
Yeah.
At the moment, South Africa just taking an extra second to get the ball off the floor and into the hands of players to drive forward, whereas England are able to get to the side, get the ball down easy, get the ball off the floor. That's a brilliant touch. Oh, just saying that he swung around into that ruck too aggressively. So England get the set of 6, and they'll have 3 or 4 to strike at the line with. Harry missing on the ball, with Will Murphy there on screen.
There we go. That same. that. If you weren't watching and you just looked up, you'd say, why are they replaying that try from earlier?
Yeah.
Right. So from this touch here, there we go. This is exactly the same as earlier. This bit here, touch there, down, run off there, and into that gap. That carbon copy.
It's just so good, so good. Harry missing. We'll do that all day. So good. And I will keep reiterating the point about this England side and all of the England teams that you have down here over the Atlantic Youth Touch Cup. Is a lot of them have personnel that play at the very top level of club rugby.
Yeah.
So they're used to playing at a really fast pace under a lot of pressure, a very intense game. So when they come to the age group, they're playing against people of, you know, their own age range, playing against their peers who maybe haven't had as much exposure at that high level.
Yeah.
The maturity is just absolutely glowing, and it's situations like this where they're not worried, they're not thinking about beating people, they're thinking about making as many meters and getting the ball down for their strike players. For Theo Edwards, who passes the ball off, and it's very well defended in the end, but South Africa always having to strike from deep, never really forcing that midfield turnover.
Yeah, it's an efficient machine. I mean, England they were in the third with 2 touches to go, and that's the difference now. South Africa, that's the 5th touch, and they're nowhere near the England line. And ball goes to ground, and there's the turnover. Yes. As everything gets blown off. Coffee cup nearly goes completely there as the wind picks up. Pushing on. Well played. Is it there? Did he give a touch? So they're discussing. Wanted to try as it came across, and yeah, no, there was a touch.
Yeah.
He called it, and I think it was a blatant touch personally, and the refs got it exactly the same as my opinion.
Yeah. Will Murphy and Harry missing. More of the same. Will Murphy receives the ball. No, he doesn't. Harry missing, just goes through the gap. Oh, that is so good.
Nice.
So good. Sold me with the dummy. Thought it was going back to Murphy. Doesn't. Pumps the dummy, then gives it in behind the touching player. I mean, what more can you ask for? Big dummy, right foot step, goes through the gap, engages that player. He's got to commit, passes it around the flailing arm. And Will Murphy just dots it down. And if you're working with Harry Missing in an attacking sense, you've just got to be in the right space because he will find you.
Yeah, he never goes, does he?
No.
Never goes missing.
You should have seen it a few years ago at Nationals where it was Harry and Sam on the same pitch. And
it was missing and missing.
Yeah, we loved it.
And that, the hooter and the full-time whistle, England run out a convincing 10-3 victory. I thought that was going to be a bit closer. And let's see if we can get somebody's reaction.
Yeah, it was a superb game by England. Restricting South Africa completely in the second half. Really turning the screws, showing their prowess, and also maybe taking the foot off the gas a little bit, just relaxing, them ensuring the victory, not willing to risk any injuries. And South Africa, for all their hard work, just couldn't quite get over the line as consistently as England could. And yeah, I think we've got a player interview about to begin, so I'll pass it straight over.
Well, pleased to say I'm joined in here by the South African captain, Ronaldo. A convincing win by England in the end, but that was a good performance from you.
Yeah, I think we just a little bit too hesitant on the line. We're not pulling short enough, and we getting on the attack. We're fine, we're doing good, but our defense is just killing us at the moment.
But England are a very, very disciplined unit, and it's hard to break them down. I mean, they got so many options when they're on your defensive line.
Yeah, I think they have a lot of options, great players, and they have striking players and defensive players. At the moment, we're struggling with injuries, so we try to come for them, but yeah.
So what's the plan from here? Are you learning from this, and what are you going to be changing up?
Yeah, I think we need to get back to the tent, regroup, and just talk about defensive stuff. Leave the attacking for now, because we're struggling now at defense. Because they're gonna come with us tomorrow again, and we need to focus still on USA. So yeah, we need to just freshen up and go on.
So plenty of homework then.
Yeah,
so tonight there's no seeing the Nottingham nightlife. It's just going to be sitting down, like in front of the board, going through everything and seeing what you can pull together from it.
Yeah, I think that's our schedule is full for tonight.
Yeah, good, excellent stuff. And so, you attacking play though, yourself and Paulson, real link in the middle there, and you're trying to play everything off there, keeping it tight in the middle and then playing it out wide. Is going to be any change in that?
I don't know, it depends. Can't tell now, but we have a plan for them tomorrow.
Yeah, so a different mindset tomorrow as you go for it, yeah? Well, brilliant stuff. Thank you very much. I know I took you away straight from the celebrations and the chat about it. So brilliant stuff. Well played, and good luck later today and tomorrow.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks very much. Cheers. Thank you.
My name is Sam Clacker. I play for London Wolves and London Eagles. I first started playing for England in 2019 at JTC, and this will be my third tournament. So going into the game, we weren't 100% sure about what the competition would be like. We were coming to the tournament saying South Africa is going to be the big top dog, but obviously not underestimating USA and their athletes, because they are athletes throughout the country. And so it was completely, not random, but we were unsure what we were going to face, and I think the boys would be happy with what we performed. That's what we say. One of our mentality points is dog, or effing dog, and so it's just getting that aggression, and you would have seen it in that game then. It's getting off that line in midfield D, making sure they don't get momentum, don't get to look up at all, just down their throat the whole time in defence. That's what I'll see. So normally a captain, people say you need to elevate the team, you need to make them riled up and make them work for it, but for our team, I don't need to do that. And so personally, I think I was selected by John as captain. Oh, actually, I was selected by the team, but selected by the team because I level it down again. I keep it realistic. We make sure that we still stay task focused without getting too riled up and overboard. So in that game, again, we got overboard a bit, and so there are a few of the leadership team who had to calm everything down and settle us and make sure we were still focusing on the objective at hand. This is my second year with John, and my second year as captain with John. I think he's one of the strongest coaches I've ever had. Technically, he's obviously there. He's played men's opens for years. But this year he's developed a new we like to say he's downloaded a conscience, he's downloaded not personality, he's downloaded emotions, and it's just great interacting with him. It's like he's part of the team, sort of, and hopefully as we all play and we're older, it'll make it easier for that integration into men's open squad. So for the first game they played here today, we were keeping a close eye on them and watching who their threats were, and so I think we're confident in who we've identified. With France, we're more random, but they look like they have a really strong drive going. But of course, their weakness is they tend to play slightly too loose, and then their passes drop off and all that stuff. And so we're looking, again, with our aggressive midfield defence, to get up in their faces and down their throats. We're coming into the tournament to win. That's it. We're coming in to win every single game. One of our smaller points is to get less than 10 turnovers or errors per game, but that's more minute. But we are looking to win, and we are looking to dominate all of it.